for me, my sort of interest is geometric patterns.
Hmm.
And that came from my master's research, where I was looking at Anishinaabe womanhood and practices in the daily lives of Anishinaabe women. And it ended up translating over to researching contemporary representations of Indigenous women in art. But through looking at the art aspect and the daily life, I found that a lot of my people, so the Ojibwe people, were creating geometric patterns, pre-contact or early contact, let's say. And then when Europeans came over and saw the beadwork, they wanted to send gifts to their wives or their women back home. So they requested florals. And that's how we ended up doing a lot of florals. So we've become known for our florals. But if you look at really old pieces of clothing, you'll see all the geometric patterns. So that's my focus. And I, of course, like to bring people's visions to life when they make a moccasin order. So I ended up doing all kinds of things. I've done like dragons and flowers, of course, and snakes and beach scenes. I'm doing a horse soon, a hummingbird. So
Wow.
all kinds of things. I want to give people something that's meaningful to them. So I do mix it up, but yeah.
So,
Yeah.
to what scale then? Because when I'm thinking animals now, and with the size of the beads, to get the detail, you're looking at large canvases now. No?
What do you mean?
Like how big are these commissions? Because if you're making, I don't, can you fit a horse on a moccasin design?
You have to get smaller beads, right?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so you have to get more intricate, and like there'll be a little bit of a price adjustment for the more intricate I have to
Yeah.
get, but
Yeah.
and it's more time consuming too, and it may be materials that I wouldn't normally use, that kind of thing. So
Jeez.
I do what the project needs. Yeah.
How's your wrists? How are your hands? Because like
Today they're good.
I'm trying
They're
to imagine how hard it is sometimes for me to thread a needle, you know? And you
the needle threading. I feel like I'm a pro. Like it's just second nature. I put the needle in between my teeth, and then I pull the string and cut it off and put it through. And I'm sure to anyone on looking, they're kind of like, "What is she doing?"
Jeez.
Um, but that's easy. My wrists and my hands do well for a number of months at a time, and then all of a sudden, just they're they're out, and I start to kind of shake while I'm working,
Hmm.
and then I realize that I have to rest them. And I did a call out on my Instagram last year asking people for tips on what to do when your hands start to seize and they're cramping, and I had so many responses, and it was really cool to see what my followers do. There were people who were athletes, carpenters, like all of these, like doctors, things that I would never think of, where people are using their hands and they have the
Yeah.
same experiences of having pain and tension in their hands. And they had remedy ideas for me, which ended up being super helpful.